9 tools that are going to get your Thai language skills on point in 2025. Now, the best thing about all of these tools are they're totally free, and I'm going to try and keep them free as long as possible. Speaking of actually using that, if I clear this out and I speak into this, วันนี้จะไปไหน? You can actually see that in real time, it's going to give me the tones of my words mapped out here visually. So this is another usage of this tool. When you're on the streets, you can actually speak into your phone, speech to text in Thai, and you'll see the tones instantly mapped up here. Now, as we wrap down to the end of 2024, I know many of you going into 2025, especially I see this huge influx of foreigners, not just coming here to holiday in Thailand, but actually living in Thailand. So many are going to take the challenge to learn the Thai language. As you may have noticed over the past few months, I was sick of seeing such crap resources for not only Thai language, but Asian languages, tonal languages in general that are out there on the internet. Many of these tools that you see out there, I don't want to mention names, but many of them are designed by people that don't even speak the languages and are trying to apply European, Western language models to Asian languages, and they don't just cut it. So today, I'm going to show you 9 tools that I think are going to totally transform the way that you learn language. And how do I know? Because I built every one of them with my own hands. These are the tools that I would have wanted, and I still do want, when learning languages. And I'm more convinced than ever that this is what the language learning market needs. Not only foreign learners of the languages, but I've built these also for native speakers. Native speaking kids can actually use these to learn their own languages. Just like you would learn your own language at school, they can use these to substitute what's being used already and hopefully give them even a deeper understanding to what they would have had otherwise. Just yesterday, I was doing one of these intensive speech analyses for a client. And if you don't know, when I do these speech analyses, I'll get an audio sample, a video sample, and look at how they use the language by themselves and how they interact. Here you can see the spectral analysis. This shows the tone, pitch contours. This shows where the voice is turning on and off. And so you can see everything to see if they're doing their aspiration right, their tones right. But I was noticing yesterday, as I was giving advices to what to do, all of them led back to the tools that I'd built because I designed them basically to answer these problems that I see time and time again when people are learning Thai, Chinese, and different languages from around Asia. So I'm convinced, but I'm biased, that these tools that I'm going to show you today are really, really going to help you get your Thai on point. So come on over to crackinglanguage.com and jump in there and you'll see the tools down the sidebar. If you're on a mobile, you might have to sort of click this sidebar out. And the first one we're going to look at is the Consonant Compass. So you can see here, this is the old legacy compass. It's clunky, it's old, it does the job. You can see here, this was before any of these fantastic tools that we have now to actually code great sites like this. So I did this in Articulate Storyline. And so I have a bunch of scripts here, but it's ugly, it's clunky, and it's slow. So this is my new dynamic version of the Consonant Compass that I think fits the technologies that we have here now. You can click on all the letters. You'll get all the information about every letter that you need here. If you want to turn the phonetics off, of course, you can see it there and test yourselves. You can hear the sounds of every letter. You can see the classes of all of the consonants. I'm not going to go into why in this clip because I've got that in a ton of other clips. But just let's say that knowing the classes are really important for spelling and knowing your tones. And you can actually see the tones down here. So you can flick through them, learn your tones straight from the Consonant Compass. Everything you need to learn your consonants is right here. And up the top here, it shows you exactly how to make the sounds with your mouth, how to activate your voice, your breathing, where the airflow should go, where it shouldn't go, where it should stop. So if I click on Gokai here, you see the throat stops. I've animated every little inch of this for you so you can master the Thai consonants. Not only Thai consonants, this is also applicable. I've got Lana, so if you go to the north, you can learn those letters. You've got the Com Thai, even Lord of the Rings Tengwa script because it's based on the Sanskrit Abugida as well. Russian because it's an Indo-European language. It has links to Sanskrit, so many of the rules in Russian actually are the same as for Thai. Ancient Chinese, this is the Cheyun system, Khmer, Javanese, modern Mandarin. So in Thai, we have the alphabet going this way, ko, 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 ngo, with the final lips, ba, 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 ma. In Chinese, you just learn it the other way around. So if you've ever learned Pinyin, you can use this as well. Pa, pa, ma, fa, that's this bottom row all the way up to ke, ke, he. That's the top row there. We have Korean Hangul again, based on the Sanskrit Abugida. We have Punjabi, Devanagari for Sanskrit, Nepali, and a whole bunch of other languages, Burmese, Balinese, and I have many other languages, if you have a look here, that this will be applicable to. But today we're just interested in Thai, and this has all of the Thai goodness that you need to learn your consonants. Now, this leads me to the second tool. If you have a look here, if you click on any of these, you will see this export to Sketchpad. So if I click that, bang, this Sketchpad opens up and whatever was clicked there is going to show here. Now, what you're seeing now is the desktop version of it, but if you're on a mobile, I've designed it especially for mobile as well, so it's really convenient. And you will see a button up the top here. Now you can actually open that Sketchpad from any page within this site because you're going to want to put down notes anywhere you are, and whatever is here is actually usable right across the site. So first thing I can do is practice writing letters there, so you can practice your Thai handwriting and just get rid of it. If you want to save it, you can click the save button down here. I've put undo, redo functions here that actually interact with your Control Z as they normally would in your normal computer. And I've also put templates here. So if you're learning Chinese, now you can turn the template on and off. You have everything you need here to practice your handwriting in Thai and actually other scripts. If you're going to be learning Thai, I suggest you use these ones. These are the traditional Thai 5 lines, the 5 guides that you use for practicing your Thai handwriting. And so even though I clicked the Kawkai in the compass and it came up here, I can actually put any custom text in there. Dai, and I'll update it, bang, Dai has come in there. Now sometimes it's not going to fit the grid, so I've put this resizing tool in here, a scaling tool. By the way, if you want to turn the grids totally off, you can just do that and just use it. It's particularly good on a desktop. Otherwise, on your mobile phone, I would just keep the lines on. And so not only can you practice your handwriting like this over these normal printed letters, the reality is that you're not normally going to see handwriting like this. And so I have it sensing that it's the Thai language, and I've got a handwriting font there as well as other fonts that you're going to want to get used to from the get-go. Don't wait too late to learn foreign fonts. So not only is this a sketchpad, but this is also a tool to learn other fonts, to learn a whole bunch of other stuff. It's like a piano. A piano is one tool, but you can do so much and play so many different songs with a piano. You can do this with my tools as well. So you customize the text here that you want. You can change to any of these fonts down here. I've actually put a font selection tool, so there are way more than just the 5 fonts here that you have as well. And if you want to reset the size, supposing you've gone all off skew, or you could move it around here like this and you think, nah, I want it to go back to the beginning, you can just reset the position here. And I've made this detect many different languages. So here I've got Chinese, ni hao, and it instantly knows, and so you'll get handwriting for Chinese. If you write in Arabic, it senses that it's Arabic, and you'll get different scripts for Arabic, handwriting, the Nastaliq script for Arabic. So we have our Consonant Compass, we have our Sketchpad that also teaches you fonts and a whole bunch of other stuff. The next tool that we have, let's just open here, is our Vowel Compass. And so I've done the vowels here. We have different formats for vowels. So if we have a look here, Thai is based on Sanskrit. So I'm going to go to the Sanskrit vowels here. And you can see traditionally in Sanskrit, we have this a, I, E, E. It's just short, long, short, long, short, long. That's all well and good, but Thai has many more vowels than that. So if I click over to Thai, so we have equivalents to these Sanskrit ones, but we have a ton more. So what I've done here, if you have a look here, you can then, I would suggest learn these short, long as your baseline learning the vowels, and then jump to TAI. And so now you get short, long, expanding, contracting. So we have E, and you'll notice the sound is there. And so all of these, just like the Consonant Compass, you have all of the Thai vowel sounds as well. So I. And so you can see the vowels here in their dependent forms, o an, o ang. and you can see them in all these different forms here. If there's a final vowel form, and you can also see on the sample kokai letter to see what it's going to look like. So again, one tool, but you can do a whole ton of stuff with it. And once you've learned these, I, this is the Thai TAI vowel system that goes right across Thai languages, like so Lao and all of these other Thai languages, like the Zhuang languages in southern China, they all use this system of sounds, not the actual letters. But then you click on THAI and you'll see all of the vowels here. And so you'll see ia, the short version of ia, as well as ia, because we can do that with a script. It's a tool within the script to be able to do it. And so you get all of those here. I. By the way, I realize that sometimes you're learning and you don't want to have your speaker on, so you can actually turn your sound off here. And not only will it not play the sound, it actually won't even load the sound, so you're not wasting bandwidth. And you can just practice here in silence. And you can also click the letters on and off here, so you can test yourself with and without the romanization to see if you're getting the letters right without having to wake anybody else up if they're sleeping near you. Now, the next tool I want to take you to is the visual keyboard. Now, this is one, it's work in progress, but basically, if you've got a letter here, say kokai, when Thais spell, they will say ko, a, ga, so they'll say the consonant, the vowel, and then the tone marker. So ko, a, ga, mai, to, ga. So I can actually put those letters in here. If I jump here and I say ko, ga, and then I can actually click here, mai, to, ga. This keyboard will allow you to input the Thai letters or Thai syllables the way that they should be input. Because on modern keyboards, I'd have to hit the e, then the go, then the a, and that's not actually natural. This is a go and an ow vowel. It's not an e and an a vowel put together. And so you can actually, let me just clear that out. I can say go and then hit the ow vowel, ow, and then put the tone marker, gao. Go, ow, gao, mai, e, gao. Go, ow, gao, mai, to, gao. So you can use this keyboard to practice putting syllables together in the way that they were meant to be, not in the way that modern technology limits because we have to input in a linear fashion on a keyboard. And again, if you see this text box here, this alone is actually an amazing tool because it links right throughout the site. And so anything that appears in here, if you click the sketchpad down, again, you'll see it there. And so you can practice writing whatever word is in there and it will be there and you can save it, do whatever you want with it. So this here, I call it my dynamic text box, is linked right throughout the site. And another place you're going to see that is in the next tool. So here you can see ko, ao, gao, mai, to, gao, and you see the tone line here. This is a pitch contour. It's a 5-5-2 tone. So basically what it means, if you have 1, it's at the bottom of your voice, 5, is at the top of your voice. So this would be gao. And this is standard Thai, and you can see it's down here. Now, I don't want to explain too much about these boxes. Just understand that the Thai spelling actually is an address of what kind of syllable that is based on the first letter there and what your throat is doing, and the tone will be dependent on that, and it's all in the spelling. This is why you should learn how to spell and read Thai at least, because you can avert any of these problems that you get going through romanization. And so these are the Thai tones. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tones in Bangkok Thai or Central Thai. You can actually come through here, and I have hundreds, literally hundreds of Thai dialects, as well as Cantonese, Vietnamese, Mandarin. So for example, if I took this tone marker and I turned this to Gao, meaning old in Bangkok Thai, this would be Gao in Luang Prabang. If you're just learning Central Thai, I understand you're not going to want to see all these other ones. But if you're living somewhere else other than Bangkok and you want to learn the local language, as long as you know how to spell, you can actually get your dialect version of the language very close to what they're saying based on what I have in here. So speaking of tones, that's a low tone. I've got 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. What does that actually mean? Well, you need to develop this skill to be able to control your voice and do all of these tones. It's not just pitch. And so I've developed a tool for you to do that. This is the Tone Master tool. And so what is the Tone Master tool? This is a playground for your voice. You can actually come in here. You can say add tone. And so you remember how I mentioned that 1 is the lowest part of your voice and 5 is the highest part. So this is a visual representation of what your voice is doing. You can see the instructions there. I'm just going to close it up to give us a little bit more space. Yeah, you can do at the top of my voice, that's a 5, but you can actually do tone contours. So if I want to do from 1 all the way up to a 5, and you can see I've animated that line to go up then like that, and it has this little curve. But sometimes you might have a tone, for example, if I say the word hua hin, well, hua hin, I actually sit for a long time on that really low note, and it actually goes down. Watch this. Hua hin. So I kind of go from a 2 to a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then up to a 4 maybe. Hua hin. So you can actually put custom tone numbers in here to start to control your voice. Maybe I got too many ones in there. I'll put maybe 2 1s and then a 4 in there. So that's hua. I would say that's pretty close. And so what I've done here in this next box, you can actually put your guide word. So I'm going to type, say, the Thai word first. So I'm going to type hua. Now that spelling is super small. I got you covered. You can actually ramp up the size of the text here. So hua. But what if you can't read Thai? That's okay. Just put a comma there and I'm going to write that. Hua. And then I could also put a meaning in there so I can learn it. So hua means head. If you want, you can change the color of your tone. So let's just make it a, like a greeny color maybe, or you can make it a blue. We'll leave that as blue. And when it's all there, you just say save tone. And so now I have this tone here. And what if I wanted to say the word gao for number 9? Well, again, I just add a tone in here and I can gao. That's a 5. Gao. I'm sitting there for a bit and then I go down to maybe a 2. So gao, gao. So again, I write the Thai word in there. I can write gao. Now you might want to write G-A-O. You know how I feel about G's, but okay, I'll keep it as a G. Gao. And then I actually want to extend the A on there, gao, because that's how you say it in Thai. It's not gao, even though that's the ow vowel. So that's gao, and I will say this is number 9. Okay, and if you want, now here I've got stiff and creaky. These are other things. Go back and look in my other clips. But actually, this is coming from this part here, so I can actually change the nature of the tone. Now, this is critical to learning about tones, but I've put the ability to change the natures. So let me make this one, say, a pink tone. I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to save it. And so now you can actually cycle through your tones. Hua, gao, hua, gao. And so the reason I've put this tool here is as you're learning words, I encourage you to put it in here and to burn the tones inside of you as you're learning them. And you can actually use it without needing to know how to read. So you can use this tool from day 1 of learning your Thai. Just put your Thai words in here and go through them. And these tone contours, the pitch contours, as well as the nature of the tones. So if I add a tone here and I put the word gao, meaning old. So this is like this 2 1 1 1 that we had. And so I'm going to write there, gao, and old here. And I want to make sure this is a stiff voice. My voice is really ramping down there, and I'm going to save that. Now, look at the difference between here. Gao, 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 gao. The thick line there, pushing your voice there, is a reminder that you need to keep your voice really tight down there. Gao. The word for old is not gao, it's gao, gao, as opposed to gao. So this Tone Master tool helps you train your voice for tones and then helps embed the tone of individual words into your voice. And so then once you've learned those tones and you know how to control your voice, I also have this language tool here for you, and this is the Tonal Language Tone Mapper. And so again, this is used in conjunction with all of the other tones. So we're in Bangkok Thai. These are the tones. It gives you an overview so you can follow the pitches and you can see them down here. And we have sample words. So if you're learning a new language, say Thai, Lao, or any Thai language, you can actually put your words in the corresponding ones here. So this is Ha. These are sample words for Thai fitting into each category. You don't read Thai, doesn't matter. I have the phonetics for you here, and you also have the meanings. Let me just put the font size down so you can see them here. And so you can actually go with this tool and sit with a native speaker and get them to pronounce each word, and you can train yourself to hear the tones the way that they would say it. And you can see how my contours here map to what you're hearing from them. So then you can model your language, your voice, on what you're actually hearing, not what books are telling you, not what teachers are telling you in controlled environments, but really hear what people are saying. And maybe the people in your town pronounce these tones differently. So you're going to be able to see it right here. And so we have the Marvin Brown version, the Gedney version. Don't worry now about those, but just understand that as you're learning Thai, you're going to learn that Thai consonants and Thai syllables have high, middle, low class. You have no tone marker, mai ek tone marker. You have the mai to tone marker. You have dead syllables, both with long vowels and short vowels. And that's basically Thai in a nutshell. And so you can not only use my words here, but if I click, say, on this word here, bang. If I scroll down, you'll see it's opened up this box here. Let me zoom in. And so you can even edit words. If I want to change that word, I could, or I can add a new word. So say the word for leg is ka. And so I'm going to write then the meaning here, meaning leg. And I'll say this is ka. Okay, so I'm going to add that word here. And sometimes it won't immediately come up, but here, bang, I've got search leg. And you see both of them in this box here now. And so I've designed this so you can put your own custom word lists in these, take these out into the field, speak with Thais, ask them about them, and learn. And if you look at these controls here, this in itself is actually another tool that you can do, because you can not only export all of these words, you can also import. So if I expand all, you can see all of the words down there. You can edit all of those out, but editing in here is going to be a pain in the neck. So what I've done is you can just say export, and you can do it as a TSV or JSON if you want to build applications to use this data, and it will download that data for you. You see it jumped up there and save those words for you, so you can open them in a Google Sheet. So maybe that's a 10th tool that you can use. Or you can cut and paste them between a spreadsheet and here and just paste the TSV straight out of Google Sheets, and it will populate and you'll see the words represented here. So as you're learning Thai, if you really, really are serious about getting your tones and learning to use the language like a native, using this tool, which I've never seen anything like this out there in the market, but you actually need it. You can go out there and get your word specimens, your sound specimens from the field. You can hear real Thais pronouncing it, not just recordings, and this is how you learn a language. Now, the final tool that I want to show you today is awesome, and I use this in my Minecraft program. If you're not subscribed to Minecraft, come and subscribe at jacademy.com. It's a 1-year subscription, and you don't just learn Thai, but you learn everything for your mind. And so you can switch between the Abacus. I teach the Abacus. It teaches you pattern matching and how to think about numbers and math in a new way where they're tangible, and I find it actually helps me with building patterns in language, but it's also awesome for kids. I've trained my 4-year-old daughter to use the Abacus, and now numbers are just something that are part of her, a tangible part of her. So say that's the number 7, but why is this a language tool? Because I've put these numbers up here. So if I say put the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you've got the Thai numerals here. I know that Thai numerals, even for people who've been here for a long time, maybe you even read Thai, but you neglected the numerals. And then when you see them up on, say, double pricing, dual pricing boards, you can't read the numerals. Well, you can use my Abacus to train you in Thai numerals. And so not only train your brain how to think about math in a new way, but you can train your brain to see numbers in a new way, i.e. through new numerals in Thai. And I actually have included Chinese numerals, Arabic, Burmese Burmese, Khmer, Devanagari, so Indian scripts, and I even have Roman numerals for you. It's a bit crazy putting the Roman numerals for this larger numbers, but you can do it. I thought it'd be fun. But importantly for Thai, you can put your Thai numerals in here. So if I wanted to put 2,500 and 68, which is the Thai year coming up, 2025, that's how you write it in Thai numerals. If you want to learn how to use it, I've got some instructions up there. But like I said, Minecraft. So these tools are not designed just for Thai, but they're going to take your Thai language so far. You can see all of these are about actually using your mind, using your body in the environment to extract the language out and get the language into you. Not just sitting there with some dinky app giving you gamified bling, bling, bling when you get answers right for language specimens that are not really used in the real world. This is for learning real language. So a quick summary of the tools. We have the Consonant Compass. You can learn all the consonants, the tones, hear the sounds of all the consonants. We have the Vowel Compass. And so you can go through all the different versions of the vowels here and not only learn the vowel shapes, but you can also hear the vowel sounds, and you can also drill yourself to see if you're recognizing the shapes properly. And then once you have a shape, you can even practice writing it in the third tool. This is this Sketchpad that I have integrated throughout the whole site. And you can also use that to practice learning the different fonts and handwriting styles of whatever script it is, or here the Thai script that you're learning. Close that back up. We go to the Thai Tone Assistant, so you can actually practice here. Notice the font has carried over there. I'll put that back to normal font, and you can practice orไม่เอกorไม่โท You can practice seeing how tone markers affect the tones visually here as well, and learn all of the tone rules, and you can see how the tones relate to each other and relate to the way that the word is spelled. And then the next tool that we have is the visual keyboard. So you can also use this to instantly swap out vowels from syllables, so you don't actually have to erase and do this linear typing. It helps you see syllables in Thai as native speakers use them and learn them. And then speaking of syllables, we have the Tone Master tool, so you can practice your tones and getting your throat trained to do different, not only pitches, but different voice qualities. You can put your words in here and drill yourself and make sure that your voice is subconsciously pitching itself to the right position so that you get your prosody and you sound more natural when you're speaking the language that you're learning, i.e. Thai. And then once you do that, you can go to my Tone Language Tool Mapper and you can map out all of your words to the right tone categories here, and you can take that to native speakers of the language and ask them to pronounce these back to you so you can hear it. Speaking of actually using that, if I clear this out and I speak into this, วันนี้จะไปไหน? You can actually see that in real time, it's going to give me the tones of my words mapped out here visually. So this is another usage of this tool. When you're on the streets, you can actually speak into your phone, speech to text in Thai, and you'll see the tones instantly mapped up here. Abacus is 8 to learn the numbers. What's the 9th? Oh, yes. And 9 is the first tool that I did. You can basically take any Thai text, put it in here. Many people complain about not having spaces, so I automatically space it for you. You can look at different fonts here, so I can put all different kinds of scripts here. There's a handwriting script. You can add another box and compare scripts. It gives you vocab lists. You can open each word straight up in the Tone Assistant. See, they're all integrated here. And you can even open them up in Google Translate. And you can hear the way the words are pronounced.
ตอนนี้กำลังพิมพ์ภาษาไทยอยู่ครับ
So there you go, 9 kick-ass tools that are going to get your Thai on point in 2025. These tools are all totally free. And for what I know, there aren't tools on the market in one place that can do all of this. So you can put all of these together and take your Thai/tonal language to a totally new level. If you really want to get your language on point and know how to use these properly, come and subscribe to Mindcraft at jacademy.com. Of course, if you're learning Thai, you need your copy of Cracking Thai Fundamentals, the book. You can order a copy here. And the Discord server is alive now, so come in and you can actually interact live, not just with me, but with everybody else learning Thai and other languages. It's a great place for you to get motivated to learn your language. I'm Stuart J. Raj. I'll see you on the other side.